Love is not just an emotion, it is a long journey filled with challenges, learning, and growth. But do we truly understand love, or are we merely drifting through its ups and downs? Infidelity is always a sensitive and controversial topic. Many people believe that when a man cheats, it is a sign that he no longer loves or is unhappy in his relationship. However, the truth is not that simple. Many men still love their wives or girlfriends but still cross the line of fidelity. So what really drives them to betray? It is not just a moment of weakness but stems from deeper psychological and circumstantial reasons. Let's explore the hidden reasons behind this behavior. Welcome to Sophia's Knowledge, and my name is Sophia. This is a place where we explore real-life stories, profound lessons, and valuable experiences about love. Today, in this video, Sophia will share with you 6 deep reasons why men cheat even when they still love. Watch now to understand the psychology of men. If you have ever wondered about questions in love, don't skip this video. For the best experience, find a quiet place, put on your headphones, and fully immerse yourself in what I am about to share. Relax, and let everything flow naturally. Let's join Sophia in discovering the secrets to living more fully in every relationship. Let's get started. Reason number 1. The conquering instinct remains strong. In the world of love and marriage, many believe that when a man falls in love, he will devote himself entirely to his partner. However, reality does not always align with this belief. Many men still cheat, even while loving their partners. One of the deepest reasons behind this is the instinct to conquer, an ingrained trait in men's psychology for thousands of years. The conquering instinct, a legacy from the primitive era. Since the primitive era, men were born with the roles of hunters, protectors, and procreators. In those times, strong and skilled hunters often had multiple partners because they were seen as superior individuals capable of passing on the best genes to future generations. This was not just part of human culture but also a survival instinct in nature. Although today's society is vastly different from primitive times, these instincts still exist in men's subconscious. They are naturally drawn to new experiences and the thrill of conquering, which can sometimes lead to infidelity, even if they still love their partners. The craving for novelty. One of the factors that keep the conquering instinct strong is the desire for novelty. When a relationship enters a stable phase, the excitement and thrill of the early days gradually fade. A man may deeply love his partner, yet he can still be drawn to the freshness and uniqueness of someone new. Novelty is not just about physical appearance but also about how a new woman treats him, how she communicates, shows care, or simply possesses qualities that his wife or girlfriend lacks. Men love challenges, and when they encounter a woman who sparks their curiosity, they may get caught up in the moment without realizing they are crossing the line into betrayal. Conquering to validate themselves. Men don't just seek conquest due to instinct. Sometimes, it is their way of validating themselves. In the male psyche, they always want to feel strong, attractive, and desirable. When a new woman shows them attention, it feels like silent recognition of their worth. Some men feel reassured of their desirability when they can make another woman fall for them. This is especially true for men reaching middle age, when they start feeling less youthful. Attention from a new woman makes them feel attractive and valuable again. A sense of power and control. For some, conquest is not just about seeking affection but also about asserting power. Men often have a natural tendency to seek control and leadership. When they attract a new woman, it gives them a sense of power, as if they are at the top of a game where they hold all the decisions. They may love their current partner, but the act of conquering someone new gives them a different kind of satisfaction, the thrill of winning and having control. This creates a cycle that makes it difficult for them to stop, even if they still have strong feelings for their partner. Influence of society and environment. Today's society is filled with elements that make it easy for men to fall into temptation. Social media, movies, advertisements, all promote a lifestyle of indulgence and personal pleasure. The image of successful men with multiple romantic affairs is often glorified as a symbol of achievement. Additionally, the work environment plays a significant role. Men who frequently interact with attractive women, especially in industries that require high levels of social interaction, are more likely to get caught in the cycle of conquest. What starts as casual conversations can gradually turn into deeper connections, leading to infidelity. Can a man love and still cheat? Many women wonder, if a man truly loves, why does he still cheat? The answer lies in the fundamental differences between how men and women perceive love and sex. Women often associate sex with emotional attachment, while men can separate the two. A man may still deeply love his wife or girlfriend, yet his conquering instinct makes him attracted to someone else. For many men, cheating does not necessarily mean they want to end their current relationship. They may simply be seeking excitement, a challenge, or fulfilling an innate instinct. Can the conquering instinct be controlled? Although the conquering instinct is natural, it does not mean it cannot be controlled. Men who are committed to their relationships know how to set boundaries and restrain themselves. The key is recognizing the fine line between temptation and loyalty. If a man truly values his current relationship, he will understand that the fleeting thrill of conquest is not worth risking long-term happiness. To help men manage this instinct, women can also play an important role. A relationship that continuously evolves, maintains open communication, and fosters mutual understanding reduces the risk of infidelity. When a man feels admired and stimulated by the woman he loves, he is less likely to seek those feelings elsewhere. Ultimately, the conquering instinct is a reality embedded in men's psychology and biology. It does not mean that all men will cheat, but it explains why even those who still love their wives or girlfriends can sometimes fall into temptation. Loyalty is not just about emotions, it is also a choice and a responsibility. Men who truly value their relationships will find ways to control this instinct and prioritize love above all. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinions and discuss further. Don't forget to like this video if you found it useful and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss future content. Thank you so much. Let's continue our journey together. Reason number 2. Lack of emotional connection in the current relationship. Love is not just about physical attachment, it is also about the emotional connection between two people. When a relationship lacks emotional harmony, a man may feel lonely even when he is with his partner. This loneliness makes him more susceptible to engaging in an affair in search of the understanding and emotional sharing that he feels is missing. What is emotional connection, and why is it important? Emotional connection is when two people truly understand each other, sharing their deepest thoughts, feelings, and desires. It is the feeling of being able to express anything without fear of judgment, of being heard, understood, and completely accepted. In a long-term relationship, emotional connection is the key factor in maintaining lasting love. It fosters closeness, helps both partners navigate difficulties together, and provides a sense of security when being with each other. When this connection is lost, love can gradually fade, and the gap between them grows larger. Causes of emotional disconnection in a relationship. The pressure of everyday life. In modern life, both men and women face countless pressures from work, finances, family, and social responsibilities. As daily schedules become packed, conversations gradually become shorter and less meaningful. Many couples no longer take the time to truly listen to each other. Questions like "How was your day?" sometimes become mere formalities rather than genuine concern. Over time, emotional distance forms, and men start seeking connection elsewhere. Lack of open and honest communication. Communication is a crucial bridge in any relationship. When a man feels he cannot share his thoughts and emotions with his partner, he gradually withdraws. This can happen when he fears being judged or criticized whenever he expresses his opinions. He does not feel listened to or understood by his partner. His feelings have been dismissed or invalidated multiple times before. When a man cannot find understanding from his partner, he will seek it from someone else, someone who is willing to listen, comfort him, and make him feel valued. The relationship becomes too familiar and lacks excitement. At the beginning of a relationship, everything feels fresh and exciting. However, over time, familiarity can make the relationship monotonous. Conversations that once lasted for hours are now reduced to short exchanges about work and daily responsibilities. The repetitive nature of life can erode emotional connection. When a man feels bored in the relationship, he is more likely to seek new experiences to regain excitement. Feeling neglected or unappreciated. Men also need attention and affection, even though they may not always express it clearly. If they feel unimportant in their partner's eyes, they can become hurt and lonely. Many women, after marriage or having children, focus too much on family and work, neglecting their husband's emotional needs. They may stop giving compliments, encouragement, or admiration as they once did. This makes men feel forgotten and no longer special in their partner's eyes. If someone else comes along, showing interest, giving compliments, and making them feel valued, they can easily be drawn into temptation. Consequences of emotional disconnection. When a man no longer feels emotionally connected in his relationship, he may react in different ways, becoming silent and distant. He speaks less, shares less, and gradually withdraws from the shared life. Spending more time outside, he may focus on work, sports, or find entertainment elsewhere. Seeking emotional connection from someone else, this is the easiest path to infidelity. He may not actively seek it, but when the opportunity arises, it becomes difficult to resist. How to maintain emotional connection? Spend quality time together. No matter how busy you are, always set aside private moments to be together without distractions from work or phones. A date night, a short trip, or even a heartfelt conversation before bed can help strengthen your bond. Listen and understand each other. Don't just listen to respond, listen to understand. When a man shares, he needs to feel that his thoughts and feelings are valued. Let him know you care about what he says and genuinely want to understand him. Keep the relationship fresh. Find ways to create new experiences together. Try doing things you haven't done before, explore new hobbies, or simply introduce small surprises to maintain excitement in the relationship. Show appreciation and affection. Don't let your man feel like he is just part of your daily routine. Compliment him when he does something good, show appreciation when he makes an effort for you, and let him know he is still important to you. Final thoughts. Lack of emotional connection is one of the deep-rooted reasons why men are more prone to infidelity, even when they still love their partners. When a relationship becomes emotionally distant, they may seek understanding and affection elsewhere. Love is not just about words, it requires emotional investment. To maintain a long-lasting relationship, both partners need to continuously nurture their connection through genuine care, open communication, and meaningful moments together. If you're still watching the video, don't hesitate to comment continue. Share your thoughts and questions in the comment section, I would love to hear from you. And don't forget to like and subscribe to support Sophia in creating more valuable and meaningful videos. Let's continue together. Reason number 3. Being tempted by the environment and circumstances. Infidelity is not always the result of fading emotions or intentional disloyalty. Sometimes, men fall into the trap of betrayal simply due to temptations from their surroundings and circumstances. External factors can create situations that are difficult to resist, even when they still love their partner. Temptation from the environment, when instincts are tested. Men do not always actively seek extramarital relationships. However, they live in a world full of temptations. Social media, the workplace, social relationships, and even random life situations can present opportunities that lead them astray. Human nature is easily influenced by the environment. When men are frequently exposed to factors that encourage indulgence or place them in ethically challenging situations, the risk of infidelity significantly increases. Environments that easily tempt men. The workplace, when closeness leads to affection. One of the most common places where men cheat is the workplace. The reason is simple: they spend most of their day there and frequently interact with colleagues of the opposite sex. Working together creates closeness, spending time together daily, collaborating on projects, assisting one another, or even just engaging in light-hearted conversations can foster emotional bonds that go unnoticed. Understanding each other more than their spouse or partner. Sometimes, a colleague may be more attentive and understanding than their significant other. This makes men more susceptible to attraction and comfort in confiding, leading to feelings that cross the line. Business trips, hotel environments, separation from family, and after-work gatherings create ideal conditions for men to lose their way. When no one reminds them of their responsibilities, they may act on impulse. Social gatherings and parties, when alcohol and atmosphere amplify emotions. Parties, social gatherings, or friend meetups are also situations where men easily lose control. Under the influence of alcohol, excitement, and the lively atmosphere, they may make decisions they would never consider in a normal state. Momentary intimacy. Parties often create closeness among attendees. A glance, a gesture, or a casual conversation can spark unexpected emotions. Recklessness when unsupervised. Without their partner around, men may feel more liberated and less concerned about consequences. If another woman shows interest, they may be swept away without much thought. Influence from friends and social environment. Humans are social creatures, and we are often influenced by those around us. If men have friends or colleagues with a liberal mindset about love and marriage, they are more likely to adopt similar attitudes. Friends who encourage adventure. Some social circles normalize one-night stands or affairs. When men constantly hear about such experiences, they may start to downplay their own moral boundaries. Work environments that tolerate infidelity. Some industries or workplaces have a more open culture regarding extramarital affairs. If men see their bosses or colleagues engaging in such behavior without facing consequences, they may gradually lower their guard. Psychological factors. When men are more susceptible to temptation. Not only the environment but also a man's psychological state can make him more vulnerable to temptation at certain times. When they feel emotionally deprived. If men do not receive enough attention from their partner, they may be easily drawn to someone else. A new woman who shows interest, admiration, and listens to them may become the person they turn to for emotional fulfillment. When they are experiencing a psychological crisis. Men are more prone to straying when they are facing personal difficulties such as work-related stress, conflicts with their partner, financial pressures, midlife crisis. During these phases, they may seek comfort from someone else without fully considering the consequences. When they are overconfident in their self-control. Some men believe they can flirt with temptation without letting things go too far. They think it's just harmless flirting or a bit of fun, but in reality, they are putting themselves in dangerous situations. Once they enter the gray area of betrayal, they can quickly lose control. How to avoid falling into environmental temptations. Although the environment may present opportunities for infidelity, men can still control themselves by taking the following steps: set clear boundaries, establish firm limits in relationships with the opposite sex to avoid misunderstandings. Avoid risky situations. If alcohol and parties tend to impair judgment, limit participation, or set personal rules. Proactively nurture the relationship with their partner. A strong and emotionally fulfilling relationship reduces the need to seek satisfaction elsewhere. Be aware of the consequences. Before acting on impulse, consider the long-term effects and the value of the current relationship. Ultimately, temptation from the environment and circumstances is one of the biggest factors leading men to cheat, even when they still love their partner. The key is not to avoid all temptations but to know how to control oneself, set clear boundaries, and cherish the value of the love they have. Reason number 4. Not feeling appreciated or admired. One of the most important psychological needs for men in love is the feeling of being appreciated and admired. They want to feel valued in the eyes of their woman, that their efforts are acknowledged and honored. But when this feeling fades, men may fall into a state of disappointment, frustration, or even seek recognition from someone else. Not all men who cheat do so because they no longer love their wife or girlfriend. Sometimes, they simply no longer feel important in their woman's life. They crave recognition, and when they don't receive it from their partner, they become easily drawn to someone who provides the feeling they are missing. Why do men need to feel appreciated and admired? Contrary to popular belief, men do not only care about physical or material needs. One of the things that make them happiest in love is feeling recognized as a true man, strong, reliable, and valuable. Appreciation and admiration from a woman are not just compliments or small gestures but also the feeling that they are loved and valued for their efforts in the relationship. When men no longer sense this, they lose motivation to nurture love and may seek validation elsewhere. Signs that a man no longer feels appreciated. Their efforts are no longer recognized. They used to try to make you happy, but now you take it for granted. Their efforts are constantly compared or belittled. They no longer receive encouragement or gratitude from you. They feel unimportant in your eyes. You no longer seek their advice or ask for their help. Family decisions no longer include their input. They feel like just a part of your life but not someone special. Everything they do is criticized or dismissed. They feel like they are never good enough, no matter how hard they try. Their words and actions are always compared to other men. They receive more criticism than praise. They no longer receive admiration as before. You once admired their achievements, but now you no longer seem to care. They feel that their efforts are no longer valuable in your eyes. They no longer see pride and love in your eyes as they once did. Why can this lead to infidelity? When men no longer feel appreciated in their current relationship, they become more susceptible to situations that make them feel special again. They seek recognition from someone else. If another woman gives them admiration, appreciation, and attention, they may be drawn to that feeling. Initially, they may not intend to cheat, but the stark contrast between the two relationships can make them easily cross the line. They want to prove that they are still valuable. When men feel unimportant to their partner, they may try to prove the opposite by seeking validation from someone else. They want to feel attractive, desirable, and like a man that someone values. They feel hurt and want to compensate for that feeling. After being criticized or unappreciated for a long time, men can feel deeply hurt. If another woman gives them the appreciation they lack, they may easily be drawn into an affair to compensate for their emotional wounds. How to help men feel appreciated and admired. If you want to maintain your love and prevent your man from being tempted by someone else, remember that appreciation and admiration are not luxuries but fundamental needs in a relationship. Acknowledge their efforts. Men don't need excessive praise, but they do need to know that what they do for you is not taken for granted. A simple thank you, a compliment, or even just a grateful look is enough to make them feel valued. Do not compare them to others. Nothing makes a man feel worse than being compared to another man. If you constantly say that someone else is more successful, caring, or better in any way, you unintentionally make him feel like he is never enough. Show them that you are still proud of them. Let them know that you still admire them for what they do, whether it's their job, family responsibilities, or even small efforts. A word of encouragement, a hug, or just a look filled with pride can make them feel significant. Make them feel special in your life. Let them know that you still need them, appreciate them, and see them as an important part of your life. Don't let them feel like just another piece of your world without a meaningful role. Ultimately, men may still love you, but if they no longer feel appreciated and admired, they may seek that feeling elsewhere. Not because they want to betray, but because they crave the sense of being valued, important, and worthy. In a long-term relationship, appreciation should not only exist in the early stages but must be maintained throughout. When men feel loved and admired, they will have no reason to seek it from someone else. Reason number 5. Boredom and lack of passion in a relationship. At the beginning of a relationship, love is often filled with passion, excitement, and intense emotions. However, over time, familiarity, responsibilities, and the routines of daily life can make the relationship fade. When men feel bored and lack passion in their love life, they are easily tempted by new and more stimulating experiences. What's important to note is that even if they still love their partner, the monotony in the relationship can push them to seek excitement elsewhere. Why do men easily feel bored in love? Many people assume that only unfaithful or immoral men cheat. But in reality, even men who deeply love their wife or girlfriend can be drawn into an affair if they feel their current relationship has become too monotonous. Some reasons why men feel bored and lack passion in love include repetition and lack of novelty. When everything in a relationship becomes a repetitive routine, the initial excitement gradually disappears. Dates are no longer exciting, conversations become dull, and intimacy lacks freshness. Lack of emotional and physical connection. Sometimes, it's not that men stop loving, but they no longer feel the same closeness and connection as before. Emotional distance can reduce desire and push them to seek fulfillment elsewhere. Responsibilities and life pressures take away romance. After marriage or a long-term relationship, work, family, and responsibilities make both partners forget to maintain romance. If men feel that the relationship has become purely about duty, they may crave more freedom and spontaneity. They no longer feel desired. When a woman no longer shows interest, attraction, or affection as before, men may feel less desirable. This can drive them to seek validation from another woman. How can a lack of passion lead to infidelity? Men don't usually seek an affair just because they feel bored. However, if an opportunity arises, they are more likely to be drawn in. Seeking new excitement. When a relationship becomes so familiar that there are no surprises left, men may feel stuck. If another woman comes along, bringing freshness, novelty, and challenges, they will naturally be attracted to her. The thrill of conquest returns. In a long-term relationship, men no longer feel the excitement of pursuing someone as they did in the beginning. When another woman shows interest or admiration, they experience the rush of early romance again. Temptations in sexual life. If the physical intimacy in their current relationship lacks passion or has become too predictable, men may be drawn to new experiences outside the relationship. They are not only looking for physical satisfaction but also the feeling of being desired and attractive again. Feeling trapped in a lifeless relationship. A long-term relationship can sometimes turn into a cycle of responsibilities, obligations, and dull conversations. When men no longer feel excited about their partner, they can easily get involved in an affair, where they find thrill and new emotions. How to keep love exciting and passionate. Men don't cheat just because they want to betray their partner. Sometimes, they are simply searching for feelings they once had but have now lost. To prevent this, both partners need to actively refresh the relationship and maintain long-term attraction. Keep the relationship fresh. Don't let everything become a boring routine. Try new things together, from romantic dates and spontaneous trips to engaging in activities you've never experienced before. Change the way you communicate, find interesting topics to discuss instead of only talking about work and family. Maintain emotional connection. Always show care and appreciation for each other. Listen more and share more to strengthen emotional bonds. Revitalize your sex life. Don't let intimacy become a duty or a repetitive routine. Try new things to keep the passion alive. Men also need to feel desired and attractive, so let them experience that with you. Make time for each other. In a busy life, setting aside private time for each other is essential. Romantic dinners, trips for just the two of you, or simply moments together without work or family distractions can help rekindle love. Let him feel free in love. A relationship that is too controlling or restrictive can make men feel suffocated. Give him space to pursue his interests and passions. When men feel free in love, they won't feel the need to seek escape elsewhere. Ultimately, boredom and lack of passion are among the most common reasons why men cheat, even when they still love their partner. It's not because they are inherently unfaithful, but because they crave excitement, novelty, and the feeling of being desired, just like in the early days of the relationship. A long-term relationship cannot always be as passionate as it was in the beginning, but that doesn't mean love has to become dull. If both partners know how to keep the spark alive, refresh their connection, and maintain intimacy, men will have no reason to seek it from another woman. Reason number 6. Lack of self-control and responsibility in the relationship. Cheating does not always stem from shortcomings in the relationship. Sometimes, it comes from the man's own personality and choices. Some men do not lack love for their partner, but they fail to control themselves in the face of temptation. They act on impulse, letting emotions and desires overpower their reasoning, leading to poor decisions. More importantly, a lack of responsibility for the relationship is another reason they do not stop, even when they know it is wrong. Why do men struggle to control themselves in love and sexuality? Many believe that only naturally unfaithful men are prone to cheating, but that is not entirely true. Even kind, sincere men who genuinely love their wives or girlfriends can fall into this situation if they lack the strength to control themselves. Some key reasons why men struggle with self-control in love and sexuality include: temptations are everywhere. In the age of technology and social media, opportunities to meet and connect with new people are more abundant than ever. Men can easily be drawn to another woman without even actively seeking it. Weak willpower and being easily swayed by emotions. Some men get carried away by emotions and fail to see the consequences of their actions. When faced with temptation, they lack the strength to stop and make the right choice. The mindset of "if no one knows, it's fine." Some cheat because they believe that as long as they keep it a secret, it won't affect anyone. They fail to consider their partner's feelings and do not see it as an act that could destroy the relationship. Seeing cheating as normal in society. In some cultures or environments, men grow up believing that having an affair is acceptable. If they see many people around them doing the same without consequences, they are even more likely to lose self-control. Lack of responsibility in the relationship. Some men only enjoy the benefits of love but do not want to face its responsibilities. When the relationship encounters difficulties, instead of working through them, they seek satisfaction elsewhere. Cheating due to irresponsibility, selfishness, and consequences. Cheating is not just a loss of control, it is also a sign of irresponsibility toward the relationship. When a man does not take his relationship seriously, he allows himself to make mistakes without thinking about the consequences. They do not value their commitment. A mature and responsible man understands that love is not just about emotions but also about commitment. If he does not value this, he will easily allow himself to cross the line. They prioritize their own feelings and desires. When a man only thinks about his own pleasure and forgets about his partner's feelings, he will not hesitate to betray her. He may justify it as a moment of weakness, but in reality, it is selfishness. They do not take responsibility for the consequences. Some men cheat without thinking about the pain they cause their loved one. They do not realize that once trust is broken, the relationship may never be the same again. They do not try to solve problems in the relationship. When facing relationship issues, instead of communicating and resolving them, they turn to someone else for fulfillment. This demonstrates a lack of responsibility and maturity in handling challenges. How can a man improve self-control and responsibility in love? Temptation is inevitable, but how a man chooses to respond to it is what truly matters. A responsible and mature man knows how to control himself and protect his relationship. Be aware of the consequences of actions. Men must understand that cheating is not just a moment of pleasure, it can completely destroy a relationship and deeply hurt their loved one. They should put themselves in the shoes of the betrayed partner to truly grasp the pain they might cause. Learn to control emotions and desires. When faced with temptation, men should practice self-restraint instead of letting their instincts take over. This not only helps preserve the relationship but also reflects their maturity. Develop a strong sense of responsibility in love. Men need to understand that a lasting relationship is built not only on emotions but also on commitment and responsibility. If they truly love their partner, they will make an effort to cherish and protect that love. Avoid situations that could lead to mistakes. If a man knows he is easily tempted, he should proactively stay away from situations that might compromise his self-control. Maintaining a safe distance from individuals who could negatively impact the relationship is also a way to safeguard love. Learn to resolve problems in the relationship. Instead of seeking external fulfillment, men should face and address relationship challenges directly. Open communication with their partner can help prevent misunderstandings and the urge to escape from the relationship. Final thoughts. A lack of self-control and responsibility in a relationship is one of the underlying reasons men cheat, even when they still love their partner. It is not necessarily because they have fallen out of love but because they are not strong enough to resist temptation. A truly mature man who values his relationship knows how to control himself and prioritize his commitment. In a long-term relationship, faithfulness is not just a promise, it is a choice. Choosing to stay, choosing self-control, and choosing to protect love, that is what real love is. Conclusion. Cheating is not simply an impulsive action or a moment of weakness. It is the result of deep-rooted factors, including an innate desire to conquer, emotional disconnection, a tempting environment, a lack of appreciation, boredom in love, and ultimately, poor self-control and irresponsibility. Regardless of the cause, the consequences remain the same: deep emotional wounds, broken trust, and the possible collapse of what once seemed like a strong relationship. It is important to understand that men do not always cheat because they no longer love their partner. Sometimes, they still care deeply but get caught up in temptation or fail to face the challenges in their relationship with maturity. However, true love is not just about emotions, it is about commitment and responsibility. A mature man who truly values his partner will know how to control himself, resist temptations, and actively nurture his relationship. To prevent infidelity, both partners must make an effort. Understanding each other, open communication, keeping the love alive, and maintaining emotional connection are crucial in sustaining a strong relationship. Cheating is not inevitable, it depends on each person's choice, to protect love or to lose it over a fleeting moment. So, that wraps up today's video. Thank you for watching until the end. I hope you found valuable lessons in this discussion and that these insights help you in your journey of love. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more insightful content in the future. I truly appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Wishing you love and happiness always.